We're doing a 2-round NFL mock draft for all 32 NFL teams. I'm going to control all the NFC teams, and I'm going to bump up the randomness a little bit, so this draft can get a little bit crazy. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're looking at the 2025 NFL Draft every day. We're looking at the prospects. We're helping you build your dynasty fantasy football team by looking at the rookie draft every single day, ranking the players, looking at the prospects. But we got to jump into this. We got to look at this mock draft. So we're going to start off here with the first few picks, and the AFC is going to be done by the computer. So let's see what comes off the board right now. And I bumped up the randomness a little bit. So Cam Ward, Will Campbell to the Browns. And now I'm on the clock for the New York Football Giants. And honestly, if I'm on the clock right now, I understand I need a quarterback, but I'm not passing on Abdul Carter. Like, I'm just not doing that. Now we have some interesting picks off the board. T-Mac goes to the Patriots. That's been a money pick, and they might move back. Mason Graham goes to the Jaguars. Travis Hunter's not going to fall that far in the real NFL draft. He's just not. One of these teams are going to pull the trigger on him, especially after the combine. That's what I believe. Shedeur Sanders goes to the Jets. Aaron Rodgers is gone. They need a quarterback, and Shedeur Sanders is going to them. I am on the clock here for the Panthers. Defensive line, position of need for them. And we're looking at what's available. Ashton, Jeanty, Will Johnson, Malachi Starks, James Pierce, Luther Burden, Mike Green. If we want to get a little frisky, we can go Mike Green. I like James Pierce. That's one of my boys. I think Will Johnson is the safest pick off the board right now. Now I got the Saints. I'm looking at what's available. The sexy picks are Luther Burden and Tyler Warren. Those are the sexy picks right now. However, what you look at, what's on the board right now, you're going to have a big talent gap here off the edge. You got James Pierce, you got Mike Green. Here, I'm going to just roll with James Pierce. That's my dog. That's the player I'm rolling with, and I'm picking him high in almost every draft. The Bears are on the clock. What is offensive tackle looking like right now? Josh Simmons is there. He's a dog, and you're catching him at a discount due to the knee injury. He's an easy top 10 pick. We're making that selection right now for the Bears. We're going to keep Caleb Williams upright. The Niners are on the clock. We have 2 offensive tackles now off the board. That is a position of need. We're looking at what's available here. Mike Green is still there. He shouldn't be there. But I think we're going to look at what's available here at offensive tackle. Kelvin Banks is there. And we're going to just pull that trigger because we got a run going on. The Cowboys are on the board. And we're looking at what's here. Wide receiver is a huge position need. We got Luther Burden right there. Luther Burden could be a huge add. Ashton, Jeanty. Mike Green can't fall any farther. It's a shame that he's fallen this far. He can't fall any farther. He's going to the Cowboys. Looking at the next picks off the board. Remember, we get the randomness up. And we see Ashton, Jeanty going to the Dolphins. Him and Devin Achin. Ooh, that would be a nasty pair. You did pull a 4th round pick on a running back last year. But again, it's Ashton, Jeanty. I don't see this happening in real life. But there will be some picks that you don't see happening. Tyler Warren to the Colts. That makes sense. That's been mocked to them a million times. Looking at the Falcons. Looking at what's available here. We're looking at edge. It's kind of dried up a little bit because we had a talent gap there. We're looking at cornerback. We got some corners there. Malachi Starks is there. Luther Burden. Drake London. Come on down. Let's make that pick. Let's make it happen. Cards are on the clock. What's at offensive tackle? Armand from Missouri. Come on down. I like to pull offensive tackle for the Cardinals. Michael Williams is going to the Bengals after that. And now I'm back on the clock with the Seattle Seahawks. And looking at what's here. Center, edge, linebackers is what they're saying. But Malachi Starks has fell. He's not going to fall too much longer. There's just a time where you're just going to have to draft the talent. That's just what's going to happen. Bucs are on the clock. Emeka Buka's falling here. And Chris Godwin could be gone. That could be a situation for them. Benjamin Morrison could be a fit. Come on down. And now let's see the picks that came off the board here. Right after the Bucs. Emeka Egbuka paired with Bo Nix with the Broncos. Jack Sawyer going to the Steelers. That makes sense. He seems like a Steeler. So if there's not a guy that you really love on the board, that could be a pick for you. Kenneth Grant's going to the Chargers. That's a big get here. Packers are on the clock, looking at what they want, and there's a guy that fell to him. It's Walter Nolan. I'm pulling that trigger right now. He has been rising stock for me. And now we're looking at the Minnesota Vikings. Running back's a huge position of need. Guards more like second round, third round. Cornerback, looking at what's available here. And we saw a decrease in the talent pool. We can go Barron if we really want. Or we just get our dude right now and go with a Marin Hampton in this draft. After that, Nick Scorton goes to the Texans. I'm back on the clock with the Rams. And I know an easy pick here. We got Gray Zabel right there. But Colston, Loveland, come on down. Because we need to get pass catchers, especially if Cooper Kupp's gone. And the tight end spot is where we need to upgrade, and we're going to do it. Josh Connerly goes to the Ravens. He had some work done to him in the Senior Bowl. He got roughed up a little bit in some of those one-on-one drills, but still a good talent. And the Detroit Lions are on the clock, and I think they're going to run to the board here and draft Shamar Stewart. We're going to get that pick in. And now we're looking at the Washington Commanders, what's available. Wide receiver is a position of need. We can wait on that a bit. But we're looking at this pool of players, and we've seen a decrease of talent. So we're going to pull the trigger on Matthew Golden right here for the Commanders. And the Bills draft Demetrius Knight from South Carolina. And the Chiefs come on with Shavon Revel from East Carolina. And now the Eagles are on the clock. Wide receiver, offensive line, edge, cornerback. We're looking at some cornerbacks here. We have some talent here at tackle, defensive line, edge. I think Donnie E is a good fit for the Eagles. I just think he's a good fit for the Eagles. I keep seeing that. I keep saying that. Let's do it. And now we're rolling to the second round. Browns draft Alec Aomeyer from Stanford, a great route runner. He ate up Travis Hunter about 2 years ago. Just ate him up. But I got the Giants on the clock right now. Tackle is a position of need. And we're going to go with Greg Zabel right here. A first-round talent falling to us. Now, a bunch of AFC teams just made a pick. Landon Jackson to the Titans. Tyler Booker, guard, our first interior offensive lineman off the board to the Jaguars. Prince comes down, edge rusher to the Raiders. And Jahdae Barron, a good talent, going to the Patriots. I'm on the clock. My last pick for the Bears was Josh Simmons. However, Tyleik Williams is right there. Tremendous talent, first-round talent. We're taking advantage of that. We're just getting it. Now the Saints are on the clock here. Looking at what's available on our team and what we need. And we're just going to have to take the talent here of Trey Amos. That's just what I want here. And you just can't pass up on it. Bears are back on the clock. Remember, Josh Simmons and Tyleik Williams. So we're rolling with Buckeyes right now. However, we got another defensive lineman there on the board. We got Campbell there looking right at us. That's a tremendous talent. Shouldn't be there. And our position of need, running back, center, guard, interior offensive line. Interior offensive line, you can wait a little bit in this year's draft. You can wait a bit. You can go running back right now. That's a possibility, but you can wait in this draft. You kind of need dudes. You really do need dudes in this draft. You can go edge. Edge is a position of need here. Let's just go with the trifecta. Let's just do it. Let's get our Buckeyes here. JT, come on down. JT, come on down. Campbell goes to the Jets. They get their linebacker. Niners are back on the clock here. And TJ Sanders is coming off the board. He is coming off the board to the 49ers. And now we got the Cowboys back on the clock. We are looking at the talent here. And I think it's time to go at running back. And we're going to get our dude. So we need a guy that can carry the load. We need a guy with some upside and all that. They got Scatterboo ranked high. I got some running backs ranked higher. I think Caleb Johnson, let's just lock it up to the Cowboys. Lock it up. Scatterboo goes to the Colts. You're pairing him with Jonathan Taylor. That's going to be fun to watch over time. Falcons are now on the clock, and we drafted Luther Burden to them in the first round. My first time mocking him there, but he fell to them. So I had to make that pick. That's just not me trying to be sexy. But we're going down here, and we're looking at edge. It's down there a bit. DB is a position of need, and we have some DBs up here. Darren Porter from Iowa State's a guy to look at. Linebacker Carson from UCLA. Come on down to the Falcons. Let's make that pick. Cardinals are on the board, and we're looking at what's available here. An interior defensive line, and we're going Omar from Tennessee. We're just going to make that pick happen. And now we're going to see some more picks come off the board. We got a tackle for the Dolphins, but Dylan Sampson from Tennessee going to the Bengals. They get another running back, which they like to use 2 running backs. They indicated that in training camp last year. They're going to make that happen. So now Chase Brown is going to get himself another running back to share the backfield with. Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. There's a chance they make some moves at wide receiver. Jack Beck is just coming off the board to them, just in case Tyler Lockett's gone. And now the Bucs are on the clock again, and I believe I took, Benjamin Morrison to them. So I do not want to go heavy at DB, but Jalen Walker's there. We were drafting him in the first round about a month ago. He's fallen down their board. He's going to the Bucs. Some picks come off the board here. Xavier Watts to the Broncos, a huge get. Jaden Higgins to the Steelers. That's a huge get for them. Rester Pro to the Chargers. Another good route runner going to the Chargers, adding depth at the wide receiver position. Now we're looking at the Packers here, and we're going to take Darren Porter right now. We're going to take our cornerback, and now the Bills go with Savion Williams, and Texans go edge with Jordan Burch. And the Carolina Panthers are now on the clock. Kyle Kennard's looking at us. Derek Harmon's looking at us. I think we roll with Derek Harmon here off the board. And now the Ravens go Donovan Jackson with the Detroit Lions on the clock. And they drafted an edge in the first round. Looking at what's available, looking at what they need. We're seeing if there's a linebacker anywhere. We got Chris Paul Jr. right there. But a little bit of a reach. We got an edge falling to us. Do we add more depth there? We don't really need to do that. We can make a sexy selection. We could definitely do that. How are we doing at tight end? We got some guys there. We got Sam Laporta. I know that. But we're the Detroit Lions, and we want to move the football. Our coach is the tight end. Elijah Arroyo, come on down to the Detroit Lions. And now the Washington Commanders are on the clock. We went wide receiver last round. We're going to draft Kyle Kennard right now, getting our edge. And then the Bills draft a cornerback. Chiefs draft a tackle. Looking at what's available for the Eagles and what they drafted last round, they drafted Donnie E. That being said, edge is looking at us in the face right here, but we're going to swing away from that. And you know what? We got Trevion Henderson looking at us. And a lot of people are looking at him as a first-round pick. Him and Saquon Barkley. Now you're saying that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You got Saquon Barkley. Why would I do that? Why would you do that? It's a luxury pick. Second round, great value. They take the value. And you got speed to match with Saquon Barkley. You got other running backs. You don't need to do this. But we're also looking at parity in the NFL. And Trevion Henderson's not going to be on the board much longer. We're making that selection. That's what we're doing right now. Luxury pick to the Eagles. They deserve one. They won the Super Bowl. They can get an extra running back. Saquon Barkley has an injury history. We're looking at the first round. It doesn't give me the second round. It just doesn't do that for me. But all in all, let me know what you think about these picks. Let me know who did I miss on, who's fallen. Let me know all about that. Make sure you hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.